For the continued and sustained success of
Can
our
you do this?
students,
My hands are shaking.
substantially raise the salaries of all teachers working at all the Ames schools. First, let's describe the fiscal effects of teacher turnover on a school. When a teacher is fired or resigns mid-year, which has happened almost a dozen times at the McGee campus this year alone, students lose valuable learning time in class. This time does not just include the time class spent between teachers, but also includes the poor instructions they're receiving before the replacement and the quality of instruction received when a new teacher has to take over a class mid-year. Every time a teacher is fired or quits in the middle of the school year, substantial resources have to be spent to find a replacement. A study conducted by the National Commission on Teaching and America's Future found that in large school districts such as Oakland, it costs as much as $17,872 to replace one teacher mid-year. Time-consuming and exhausting events such as recruitment, advertising, interviewing quickly add up and also take time and money away from other tasks administrators can be focused on. On the McGee campus alone, mid-year teacher turnover has cost American Indian over $200,000 this year. That is money our students and our campuses will never see. That is time our administrators have to take that was not spent on students or teachers. That is time our students have with no teacher in the room, such as our 11th grade class, who between their first and second and third calculus teachers have aggregated months of having a teacherless classroom. When we factor in the cost of the physics and calculus classes our juniors will have to pay for now that they will not be testing out of them through AP tests, the figures for teacher turnover of American Indian easily top 6 figures. These are kids that don't have money to take college classes, and we're now forcing them to pay for it because they have failed AP classes due to our negligence in our schools. Next, we need to talk about the buying power of a teacher's money. So this is a nifty study I picked up. It says, smart money, what teachers make and how long it takes for them to buy what they want. Interesting point here is on page, 11. They rank the 125 largest school districts in the United States based off lifetime earnings of a teacher. Number 1 is Pittsburgh. Their teachers make $2.7 million over a lifetime. The first page has schools number 1 through 29. Oakland is not on it. Second and third pages have schools 29 through 105. Oakland is not on it. The third page has schools, the very last page has the very bottom schools where Oakland comes in at 120 out of 125. The buying power of the average teacher's salary in Oakland is almost dead last in the United States of America. Now, if you were to pay the teachers here average, this is where we would be, at the very bottom. If you're paying us below average, we're below this bottom. If you're paying us above average, we're actually in the middle, where you would consider average. Now, I've read the literature you guys have passed out about a proposed 14% increase. I'm happy we're making progress on the subject, but 14% simply puts us back to average. If you think we have average students and you also produce average results, you should give us average money. You'll find average talent and you'll retain them at an average rate. You want above average talent, for your above average students, hire above average teachers to maintain them at an above average rate. You should pay us something above average. That is why I stand here before you today to propose a alleged 25% increase, bumping us to around $60,000, which not only attract top talent, maintain talent such as myself and the teachers that your students that work so hard for you guys claim to love. That will keep a preponderance of them at this school and not allow them to work at other school districts very close by, such as San Francisco, which had an 18% increase in salaries this year alone. That was going to pull many of us towards their shores and away from ours if things maintain their current status. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enough time, but since he had enough time, I'd like to say hello, and it's nice to meet the board because I didn't know who the board members were, and also this is my first year at Ames, and I've been teaching for over 30 years, and this has been the best teaching experience out of all the schools that I've ever worked. And I think you do have top students, you do have top teachers here, and yes, they need to be compensated for it, and it should all be fair across the board. And I heard today about the 14%, but I am in support of 25. But if you can, is there a deadline time in terms of responding to these questions? Because I'm going to say, okay, are we getting the 14%? Is it over a span of 3 or 4 years, or do we get it all at one time? I don't know how the procedure is in terms of your responding. But do we get answers to our questions? And that's one of my questions, I guess, or statements. Do we get questions answered? And do we get them answered on a timely basis? So, I have nothing else to say. Okay?
Respuestas ahora.
All right.
Don't fire her either.
Love you.
I've only been here for a couple of months. This is my first year here in California. And I was really excited when I was interviewed by Mr. Ruiz for this job, because when I got to this school, I was shocked at how hardworking these kids are. And they have a goal. And it made me proud to teach them. It was very frustrating the first several months under Dr. Thompson's tutelage. Some of the things that were going on. And then he left. And unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, I had to take a day off, and the kids had their walkout. And I'm very proud of what they did. I'm a history teacher, and I'm a government teacher. They're learning firsthand. They have that right to stand up and have their voice heard. So I had them write, when I got back, I had them write an essay. What was this about? History learning. And a lot of them said, well, 95% of them said that they learned that they were being lied to. That anything that came out of the administration's mouth was not true. And when they tried to stand up to it, like Lucy, tried to stand up, the administration said to Lucy, you don't have the right to talk to me unless you have a PhD. I'm not coming back next year because I don't feel if kids aren't being treated with respect. This is not where I want to be. Then the kids bring to my attention that after I find out that Miss Lai was transferred because of sticking up for Mr. Dubray, she told me that she was leaving, that she had given her 2 weeks notice. And the kids had given me a copy of a Facebook post, again, from people within this school.
Wait. We agreed on model behavior.
So, Facebook is social media. You can get on. If you don't want somebody to read it, don't post it. This person posted. So my team building meeting yesterday went very well. Only one person put in their 2-week notice. That wasn't even one of my objectives, LOL. To be fair, she was the reason for the meeting in the first place, because she is just miserable. She would have left eventually. My fun just pushed her out the door sooner. LOL. There's 3 responses to her. Look out, this lady rules with an iron fist. And then her final response is, no, actually everybody loved it and were very happy and requested monthly meetings. She's a very negative person. Unfortunately, and they just want to work as a team. I think if you ask any of these kids that are here today, they will all say they love Miss Lai unconditionally. She bends over backwards to get the work done, and she is 100% behind them. As well as
Mama Lai! Mama Lai! Mama Lai!
Hold on, guys. Anytime I needed anything, and anytime any of the other teachers needed anything, she was there for me. So, this was extremely unprofessional.
No es una profesional.
And all the kids have seen this.
It's not professional.
These kids have now seen what this school is being treated, the administration of this school. They have no confidence in this school. And it's a shame. Because when I pulled up the STAR results for last year, it was like 95%. 95%. These kids are awesome. And it's a shame that we can't keep good teachers. And I'm really a second, I have to leave.
I'm here today because I'm really worried about my kids' school. That's why I'm here for. Because I was taught by my parents when I grew up, we really, required to be disciplined. And this is a school that's we want our children to be disciplined and working hard by the teacher, also students. But we can see the school is kind of falling apart here. And when kids come home, they always talk about what's going on in the school. And something happened, it's a discouragement for us. We don't want those to happen. We want the school maintain a good conditional, like before.